All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasu Seti. Kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to not only the Sarasu Seti YouTube page, but the General Seti YouTube page, two dynamic powerhouse institutions on YouTube giving you nothing but black divinity, black power. I want you to hit that subscribe button. We got memberships for the family. The link is right down in the video description. Is in the chat. All you have to do is just click it. You'll get a video introduction rundown on the memberships, what they entail. If you see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasu Seti General Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage. Continue to advance. That's right, family. The General got a new website on Teachable, uploading dynamic curriculums, programs, and courses for the family. The first one up, 25 Steps to the Redemption of Definitive Black Manhood, customized just for the brothers by the General Sarasu Seti, is a dynamic program. We also got the Brotherhood of Heru Roundtable live stream once a week, where we sit down, the brothers sit down and discuss important information for our development and growth. We got throw our problems on the table. We come up with some answers as a brotherhood. This is real powerful. Even got coaching calls by the General is there on the Teachable for the brothers. If you got a problem and you need the General, man, get on that, make that call. Get that specialized call from the General so we can get some help to you real soon. This is okay. And so ring the alarm, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarasu Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family I know you're going to like and love. Check out that catalog, get a discount, shop and save and shop. Pull the fire alarm, GeneralSeti.com, Seti University, over 2,500 videos, 40 different subjects, all the subjects that you know and love from the General. You know that's fire. We also got the Grandmaster Teachers, documentaries and lectures. There's not another website nowhere on the planet that can compare, compete. Become a member today. And everybody knows Seti popping on Patreon. BPC making noise. We never come 500 exclusive live streams where the General go live every time. So if you want to see that live, too raw for YouTube, General Seti, that's where you're going to see it. Yeah, no tiptoeing. We can't tiptoe on Patreon. It's raw, uncut information. 5 different levels. Even if you start at the beginning, you still got a treasure chest waiting on you. So get on over to my Patreon. To all the family that donated, I thank you. I appreciate you. Those that would like to donate, the link is in the video description. In the chat, click it, donate, and I thank you. I thank you, and I thank you. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah, Soon Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it, share it with your family and friends, and comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Now we talking about the Rothschilds. We got to come back. We can't get rid of this. We got to talk about them. The Rothschild family, the high priest of the cult of Saturn that we know today. We call them the Illuminati. Call them the Freemasons. You see, call them what you want. But they all got one aim, and that's to control the planet by any means necessary. And the majority of the time, they're going to control it through that money. That's how they're going to control it. They're going to control it through the money. They're going to move, and the crazy shit about it, the money ain't worth shit. Motherfuckers, Donald Trump said he was going to look in the Fort Knox and see if it was even some gold in that motherfucker. You go up in that motherfucker, you hear nothing but crickets. You see, but that's how they didn't got to the point where they could trick a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? They say, oh, it's back, they saying they ain't backed by gold no more. It's back, I don't know what they backing it by, but it ain't worth shit. So a motherfucker show up to your land, to your nation, and you trade minerals and shit. You trade precious minerals and resources for a piece of goddamn paper. and it ain't backed up by shit. I don't know, this motherfucker bad than the motherfucker to get some shit like that popping off, where motherfuckers show up and it's like, nigga, you give him sand, you give him gold and he give you sand. You know what I'm saying? You give him 10 pounds, you give him 10 pounds of gold and he give you 10 pounds of sand. That's really what he doing. You know, and so this is how they've been able to operate, not having the kind of resources that they got. You know what I'm saying? Not that other, you know, that the Africans have and other people have. They don't have them kind of resources. So then the trickery. So understanding when we talk about the cult of Saturn, yes, they bankers and shit, but they also dealing with them occult arts and shit. Mind control, hypnosis and shit, trickery, witchcraft. You see that Kabbalism and shit, you know. So it's not just the banking system; it's that damn Kabbalah where they doing all that trickery and witchcraft and shit. That's what it is. You goddamn, if you go in there and motherfucker invoking the names of demons, I'm done. I don't want to hear nothing else. That's witchcraft. I don't give a fuck who. I say, goddamn it, I saw the shit for myself. These are their holy books. These are their holy books. The Kabbalah. They had that before they had the Old Testament. This is who they was. Okay? This is who they was. That's why, you know, you say, when did they get it? I mean, okay, goddamn, you supposed to be the people of God. You supposed to be the people of the Bible. Right? That's what you say. And so God said, I don't want you playing with nothing. I don't want you. This is the word of God I'm giving you. Everything else is blasphemy. So when did you get the Kabbalah? When did you get that? See, that's the first book they had. That was the first one. They was already into that. That's why they didn't give it up. And they got all where, you know, that's Solomon. You see, that's Solomon, you know, even though we know it's Solar Mom, we know that, but nevertheless, that's Solomon. And when they show Solomon with the horns. When you get into the occult, they show Solomon with the horns. That's Saturn, that's Kronos, the horn god. That's where that come from. And that Kabbalah is what you call the Saturnian religion. You see, that's that shit that keep them on top. That ain't got nothing to do with the, you know, the Old Testament, the Torah, the Pentateuch, or whatever that is. That don't mean, ain't got nothing to do with that. You see, it's that goddamn Kabbalah and that Talmud. You see, but that Kabbalah was the first thing that they had, and then they tried to combine it with the Old Testament. That's how they got the Talmud. They had the Kabbalah before they had the Talmud. Okay, and both of them are Satanian thought, where they downgrade anything that ain't with the team. Read it. I don't give a fuck what you say. If you ain't with them, you are considered less than nothing. You see what I'm saying? You don't even got a soul. That's what the book say. I'm sorry, but that's what the book say. Say you ain't even got a soul. You less than human. You see, you 3/4 human and shit. You know, goyim, you know, cattle and shit. Okay, they probably on there right now. They probably on there. I got it down, so they probably like, damn, that nigga teaching. You see, that nigga teaching. He know exactly. They probably over there, you know, and praise Yahweh. Praise him, you know, because I got it. Yes, don't listen. They say, goddamn it, don't even if they take something from a goyim, goddamn it, it's against the law to give it back. Do you understand that? That's cold blooded, but that's how they do it. If you find something from a goyim, it's against the law to give it back. Okay, this is what we dealing with. This is how, you know what I'm saying? This is how they come into the wealth that they have. You see, and I won't get into any of the other things that, you know, they talk about, you know, because it had to be done on another level. And from all, I didn't heard other, but I didn't heard other Jews talk about it. They gave the information up, but and they'll criticize the shit out of them. You can't come up here and say nothing like that. You can't come up here and say nothing like that. You're going to be banded. You can't even act like you know what you see. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's true, nigga, act like you don't see it. That's what it's about. And these people have been dominating, and you see, even in hip hop, we talking about the old wicked Clyde Davis. Old wicked Clyde Davis. The chief vampire, been sucking the blood of black people, artists, damn near 200 years. This motherfucker been here, he ain't dead yet. Clyde Davis was born in the 1700s, and he been drinking blood of his artists ever since, and that motherfucker still here today. Still here today. Sucking on the goddamn blood. No, I ain't banning nobody. What y'all out there? I ain't banning unless y'all out there tripping. Yeah, the Khazars, they're a part of the system. They're a part of the system. They're a part of the system. It's more than the Khazars too, but the Khazars is the root of the Ashkenaz. They the root of the Ashkenaz, but the Roman cult of Saturn, you understand what I'm saying? It was there before that. You know what I'm saying? It was there before that. You know what I'm saying? But the stock, but they got a hold of some of that information. And when they got a hold of it, they went to operating. You see? Yeah, they stayed out of and before long, they was caught in between the Muslim and the Christian. The Muslim and the Christians were fighting and shit. And so they adopted Judaism so they didn't have to choose a side. And then goddamn it, 300 years later, they ruled over both the Christian and the goddamn Muslim. On their ass. On their ass. You see? The protocols of Zion. Yeah. The protocol, the Khazarians is the goddamn Ashkenaz. Shit, that's who they is. That's who they is. They is the damn Ashkenaz. The Khazarians is the Ashkenaz. Yeah, that's where they come from. That's who they root. That's the root of where they come from. Yeah. Ashkenazi. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, most definitely. They come out the same region. They came out the same region. Ain't no doubt about it. Even when you look at where the majority of the Jews was, they was in East Europe. That's where they were located. You see what I'm saying? So they all those areas was heavy with that lineage. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see, I see them being the same thing. I don't see them being different. They are the same. And you look at a map and you see where most of the Jews before what they call the Holocaust, they was in Russia. And shit. And a lot of them was run out of Russia first. Shit. Stalin was doing the same damn thing. Shit. They don't talk about that. So shit, you know what I'm saying? So that whole area between Western Russia, Poland, Austria, Germany, all through that area. That's where they was. And a lot of them you see the thing is that's where the Kabbalah from, because they also was gypsies. Man, listen here, man. This shit get deep. Yeah, the Slavs. This shit get deep. That's why the Germans and shit attack not only the Jews, but they attack the gypsies too. They attack both of them. So you have to understand that they see, many people see them as the same, coming out that same root. So when you see the occultism of the Gypsy, that's what you see in the Kabbalah, the conjuring and shit and all of that, the conjuring and all of that. And calling in, and like I say, when I first went into it, I was young, but still, even then, I was still had been doing studies for a long time, and I knew when I read it, I say, damn, my uncle, he had a book, and it was the 6th and 7th books of Moses, and I say, Black Power. I say, man, let me check this shit out. I didn't know Moses had no 6 and 7 books, so I'm thinking I'm really about to read some shit. And then I went into it, and it had a whole lot of like sigils and shit in it. And I just looked at them, and they saying this shit come out of the Middle Ages and things of that nature. And I say, okay. And then I'm looking at the sigils, and then I started reading the names on that shit. And it was a lot of demon names and shit. I say, wait a minute. Oh, what the fuck has this got to do with Moses and shit? You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, what the hell this shit got to do with, Grimoire. I say, yeah, this ain't got shit to do with no damn Moses. So I knew then, I say, oh, this shit Kabbalah. And then it was on there anyway. But I didn't know in depth what the Kabbalah was at that time. And then when I say, oh, y'all motherfuckers practice demonology. They practice that if you invoke demons, and I asked the motherfucker, any motherfucker do Kabbalah, all you have to do is ask him, do you invoke demons? Motherfucker tell you yes, because they do. They believe they can control anything. They believe they can control God. If they got the name of that thing, demon, God, angel, prophet, that they could control it. That's what the Kabbalah is about. It's about a sacred language and, letters and shit, and the way that you can combine them and shit. And they say this is how God created the universe and created things by putting these letters together and making these words and these sounds and the vibrations and the way you speak it. You can speak things into creation, and the way you can control God. They say you can even control God. I say, okay. And so, but anyway, when I seen them goddamn demons up there, I say, oh, okay. Y'all motherfuckers is demonologists. And then I knew. I say, okay. And this was the original book that they had. This is the original practices that they had. They didn't have no other books. They didn't have nothing like that. That's why to most of them, the Talmud take precedence. You see? Because it still has the root of that, some of that ancient, how they dominate and how they look at other people with contempt like they do. Just total contempt. This is reality. We read it. What you want us to do? Say we didn't read it? These peoples is incredible that where they believe that they could teach some shit like that and people not going to talk about it. Yeah, the Talmud is the oral law where they believe that when Moses went up on the mountain, he got the 10 commandments, he got the Decalogue and ordinances where while Moses was up on the mountain, that you had 72 rabbis that was at the base of the mountain, and God was giving them oral traditions. And they say that the oral tradition that God gave the rabbis is even greater than what God gave Moses up on the mountain. That's what they believe. So that's the root of that. But that's just them coming up with a way where they are able to intertwine what they had before any of that, which is the Kabbalah. That's their first book. They was into conjuring. They was into witchcraft. That's what they were in. And all they want to do is control. And that's what they gonna try to do. You go in most sectors and they'll show you that even though the percentage of their population is extremely small compared to other populations in the world. Yeah, but she on that Saturnian shit. She on that Saturnian shit. That's what, didn't she just do that song Saturn and shit? Yeah. See, you brought that up. Anubis, you brought that up. Yeah. Got that song. And see, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, family, I appreciate y'all being, we just touching on some things tonight. But anyway, I'm coming right back. Don't you go nowhere. We got some couple of more topics we want to deal with before we lay down. I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit the like button. They cannot stop us. We dropping heavy mental over here for the family. You see, we touching on shit ain't nobody touching. These niggas out here touching General Steel old school, dropping it old school. You know, Khalid Abdul, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark. You see what I'm saying? And we sprinkle hip hop on top of it, goddammit, because we got to speak to our youth. We can't be speaking to a minority. We got to speak to a majority. So we got to be able to touch all houses in the black community. And that's what we do over here. I appreciate y'all showing up and listening to the general. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share it with your family and friends, and arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power. Come on back. Detroit.